In this video, we're looking at the document checklist functionality in Taco, and this is where we request documents from a client and they can attach them into the system. So we're going to start with the client here, and from the transaction you can actually open the checklist, and you're going to start with a blank checklist like this. And to start with, we need to tell it which templates we want to use. I'm going to make this a lending checklist, so there's all my lending related information, and I'm also going to select the Westpac checklist because there's some Westpac specific stuff I want to include on here. So from there you can see as I hover over these different things, it's going to pull different information from different checklists. So that one comes from the Westpac one, the primary account comes from the lending checklist. There's as you work your way down, you can see there's some Westpac specific stuff like lending under 80%, which is different from over 80% when you're self-employed. And so what we do is just select the items from this list here. So I'm just going to click on a couple of these, and let's just tick on them. We're going to create a checklist for our client, and each of these we can go into, and you can see for each of them I can add a message to the client. I can tick it off as received. When I do that, it'll indicate on green on the list. You can see when the client looks at this, they'll be able to see examples of what overlapping transaction means between your statements and your internet printouts. All the information they need is in there. So I'm just going to go out of that one, and from here, if I actually wanted to edit the templates that are used to make all my future checklists, I can go up here and go to templates, and you can see here then I can look at my lending checklist. That's got everything on there. I've got another one here called Pete's checklist. It's just Pete's bank statements tool. I've got the ANZ checklist. So ANZ's got some income requirements that are different from the normal lending. What will happen is it'll override the normal lending checklist with the ANZ specific stuff in here. So you can create your own checklist here and add stuff to it, including forms and document requests. Just going back out of that one, so let's go back a page to where we were creating a checklist for our client. And so from here we're going to send an email to the client, and the email just looks something like this, where it tells them what they need to provide. But there's also in that email there's a link that says go to checklist, and they'll be able to go in here and upload documents to it. So if we have a look at the client's view from here, so I'll say go to client view, and the client's actually just going to get a really simple list without all the buttons and menu options, and the client can tick on these items. It'll give them the information about the different documents. It will sometimes ask them to tick boxes to confirm that they've checked certain things, and then they can attach a file. So let's just go into another one here where it's got a couple of different tick boxes, and you can see the client will come in here and they'll say, yeah, that's complete, that's complete, that's complete, and then they will attach a file. And from there, let's just choose a document. And once they've chosen a file, they can override it, delete it, add more documents to it. But it will actually go in and now indicate that that's pending checks. And what that means is when we're looking in our office, you can see that comes up the same thing, pending checks. And you can see that the client's ticked off those items. All we need to do then is go in to the document, click on it to confirm that we're happy with everything that's done there. That's a funny one. and then once we're happy with it, you can mark it off as received. You can do that from there, or if you just want to do it on the fly, you can do it from here as well. So when I tick that as received, and the client looks at their list again, they will actually see the documents being received, and so on until all the documents have been received. So that's a quick overview of the document checklist. It's all 100% customizable, and I hope it's useful.